Hello and welcome to my channel. For this video I thought I would show all the crystals that I received in the Unearthed Crystals 2021 Crystal Advent Calendar. So it came in a box beautifully packaged. I got the eco version, which you can see here. And each crystal was individually packaged with bubble wrap inside of a bag that had numbered. There was also the gift box version, which contained a really beautiful advent calendar box, but I went with the eco version, and I'm going to show you every single crystal from day 1 to day 25. So here is day 1's crystal. As you can see, it comes in this beautiful little bag, and inside each of the crystals were bubble wrapped, but of course they've been unpackaged now, and they also came with a little card explaining what it is. So this first one is a beautiful Labradorite leaf carving, and it's showing off the flash really nicely, which I'm glad about. I wasn't sure if the flash would really show up well, but it's showing up really nicely on video. See if I can get the flash to really show on this side. There we go. Look at that amazing flash. It's really showing itself off very nicely. So this is a Labradorite leaf, and it is good for clarity, truth, and spirituality. This was really exciting to unbox on the very first day. It's also my first piece of really flashy Labradorite. My only other piece of Labradorite is a Tumble that has a few little flashes here and there, but this is my first kind of full flash piece of Labradorite, so it's very beautiful. And then here is day 2, and this one was a bigger one, quite heavy, and it is an IndigoGabbro palm stone, also known as Mystic Merlinite, and I'm hoping it's showing its color off well. This one has a lot of black in it, but it's also got the lovely light kind of purpley blue, indigo I guess color. It's very beautiful. I was kind of a bit disappointed when I unboxed this because the IndigoGabbro palm stone is a crystal that they sell in their store normally. However, it's not a crystal that I currently own, and I've really bonded with this crystal. I love the feel of it. It's good for strength, peace, and confidence. It's also known as a wisdom stone, and holding this, it feels like a wise stone. I don't really know how to describe that, but it is beautiful. It's my first palm stone as well. It's a really nice size. And yes, this was day 2. Definitely one of my favorites. Now on to day 3. And I can't quite remember every single crystal because I unboxed them so long ago. So it's a bit of a surprise seeing them all again. Oh yes, so this is a Prasiolite natural point. It's good for spirituality, balance, and communication. It's kind of hard to see, but it looks white. It kind of looks like quartz, but it's actually a really pale green. I hope it kind of shows up against, there we go, against the white bag. You can see it's a very pale green. It's beautiful. I was actually eyeing the Prasiolite tumbles that they had in their store, and so I was really happy to get a rough piece. It's very lovely, very quite clear in some areas, but I really like it. It's just a rough point. So this is day 4, another bigger one, and this was a rainbow moonstone sphere. How beautiful is this? And rainbow moonstone is good for creativity, harmony, and compassion. I was so excited when I saw this. I'd been looking for a piece of rainbow moonstone to add to my collection, and I wasn't sure what shape I wanted it in. And then we received these spheres, and it's so beautiful. It's like a moon. I love how much black there is in it. And I'll see if I can find the blue flashes. Oh, here we go. There's some of the lovely blue flash. It's kind of hard to find on this piece. There we go. Really showing it off there. So it's got some lovely blue flashes. It's just hard to find on camera, but it is a really beautiful sphere. I'm really happy with it. Very excited to have a sphere in Rainbow Moonstone. Next on to number 5. You can kind of hear it jingling. This is a black Tourmaline Keyring. I forgot the word, but it's written right there. And it is good for grounding, protection, and cleansing. So it's just a kind of black tourmaline tumble, I guess you would say, and it has the Unearthed crystals tag right there. Really beautiful keyring. Not really my kind of thing. I already have a rose quartz tumble keyring, so this is something I'm going to be rehoming to someone, probably one of my friends. Number 6. Yes, I remember this one. This is an Iolite Shiva, so it's carved into the Shiva shape. I'm not 100% sure what that means, but it's kind of this oval sort of shape. And Iolite is good for intuition, calm, and endurance. This is another one I completely forgot about, but at first I didn't really like it very much. But then the more I held it, the more I started to really love it. Oh, you can see some of the little sparkle right there. It's got these really pretty little red sparkles in it. And it's this mix of kind of bluey purple with some green in. It's really pretty. At first I thought this was one that I would rehome, but the more I held it and interacted with it, the more I really started to bond with it. And the feel of it, it's kind of, I don't know, it's almost clay-like, the feel of it. But I really like it. So yes, that is my Iolite Shiva. Now on to day 7. And this was a blue calcite egg. This is another one I completely forgot about. Blue calcite is good for harmony, calm, and balance. It's a really beautiful light blue color. Blue calcite isn't a crystal I get along with too well. I once bought a gorgeous piece of rough blue calcite, but when it arrived, I couldn't stand it, so I regifted it to my boyfriend. This is a really beautiful piece. One thing I like about calcite in the rough pieces is the waxy feel, but because of how this has been polished, it doesn't really have that waxy feel. It's still very beautiful, but this is a crystal I might be rehoming to someone else who I think might appreciate it more. Day 8. This one was one of my probably least favorite. The card says zebra calcite, but this was actually mislabeled. It's zebra jasper, and it's good for motivation, prosperity, and power. It's a pretty cool looking crystal. There's lots of sparklies. However, it's quite, crumbly on this side. It's nice and smooth on this side. I definitely would have preferred a polished piece of zebra jasper, because I really like to hold my crystals, and this doesn't feel very good to hold. So this is another one that I'm going to be rehoming to someone else, but this is what it looks like. Number 9. This is a smaller one. Oh yes. So this is Rainbow Obsidian, and it's good for hope, energy, and illumination. This is a freeform or tumble. They kind of call their larger tumbles freeforms. Oops. But it's basically a tumble. I was so excited when I saw this because I love obsidian, and I'd been wanting a piece of rainbow obsidian for quite a while, but it's not the cheapest, so I was so happy to get a small piece. And I'm going to need the torch to really show off the colours in this. So hold on a second. There, you can sort of see the colours there. It's got a lot of, there we go. It's got a lot of green and purple And the other side too has that green and purple flash, and you can sort of see the banding that gives it the rainbow name, the different bands of colour. I was so happy when I got this piece. I wish I could show the colours off better, but hopefully you can sort of see it there. I love obsidian, it's one of my favourite stones, crystals, it's volcanic glass really, but was very happy to receive this. On to number 10, this is another one of my favourite ones, and it is a Hawk's Eye Worry Stone, and it's good for grounding, balance and spirituality. It looks like it's black here, but it's actually a deep blue, and it's got a golden streak there. So Hawk's Eye is also known as Blue Tiger's Eye, and I'll see if I can get the colours to show. Oh yeah, so there you can really see that blue coloration. Look at that. Very lovely. I love my worry stones. They're very beautiful, and this one's lovely as well. Has the gorgeous flashing on the back as well. Now for number 11, or day 11 really. Can't remember what this was. Oh yes, I remember this now. This is a Shiva Eye, which is a shell from a snail, and it's in the heart carving. This is good for luck, balance and fortune. So I looked it up, and the Shiva Eye actually comes from a snail that uses this shell. It creates this shell as sort of a cap to protect the opening of its main shell. And so it has this gorgeous spiral. And then on the other side, I love this. Look at this on the other side. So this isn't a crystal, it's actually a shell, but it is very beautiful. I'm not 100% sure if I'll keep this. I'm leaning towards keeping it just because it's so beautiful. And it's something I don't have. All these crystals are things I don't have, which I was very happy about, to get something new. Day 12 was a big one. And it is an Apophyllite Cluster, and this is good for growth, rebirth and youth. So this is what it looks like. Very icy looking. This isn't one of my favorites. I just wasn't really vibing with it. I don't think it's the most beautiful piece of apophyllite. It's still very nice, and this is something I'm going to be rehoming to a friend just because I don't really vibe with it, but it's still very beautiful. On to number 13. This is another large one, and this was very unexpected. When I first opened it, because it was covered in bubble wrap, I thought it was a cube, but it's actually this really cool carving that's called a Merkaba. And this crystal is Verdi. This is something I had not heard of before I received it, but it's a gorgeous green color. Look at that. And it is good for peace, patience, and harmony. It's such a unique shape. I absolutely love this. I don't have any other crystals in this carving, and as I said, I'd never even heard of Verdi beforehand, but absolutely love it. Now that I have it, I'm very much drawn to green crystals, and this one is absolutely beautiful, so definitely a keeper. Next is number 14, and this is, oh, it's a bit stuck. Okay, here we go. This is a black kyanite fan. You can see that it's very sparkly, and black kyanite is good for grounding, protection, and calm. As I said earlier, all these crystals, I didn't have any of them beforehand, so all brand new. This reminds me of the Targaryen throne in Game of Thrones, doesn't it? Going at an angle like that. Very much Game of Thrones vibes. I don't personally vibe with this particular crystal, but a friend of mine, I showed her a picture and she showed a lot of interest in it, so I'm actually going to be gifting this to her because she was really interested in it. Now on to day 15. Oh, open the bag. And this is a piece of petrified wood that's been carved into a heart shape. Isn't that beautiful? I love the rich, reddy pink color. It's just so stunning. And this is good for security, calm, and transformation. I'd been wanting a piece of petrified wood. So this was absolutely perfect, and the heart shape is so lovely. It comes in a variety of different colors, and I'm so happy I got this piece because the color on it is just so beautiful. I really love this coloration. Day 16. This is another one of my favorites. It is a polychrome jasper palm stone, also known as desert jasper. It is good for rebirth, vitality, and stability. My second palm stone, and it looks like a satellite image. Isn't that so cool? And look at the red and the blue. I absolutely I just dropped it, but I absolutely love this crystal. It looks like it has little islands, and this one feels really good to hold. Definitely another one I'm keeping. But it looks like a satellite image of an island or islands and the ocean. It's so beautiful. I love it so much. On to day 17, which was another fairly big one, as you can see. If I can pull it out. Here we go. This is a red jasper cube, and it's a really big cube too. And this is good for grounding, confidence, and tranquility. I'm kind of undecided as to whether or not I'll keep this. It's a very beautiful jasper. However, it does have these kind of, I guess they're sort of like druzy pockets. There's a bit of sparkle there, but they're not the prettiest. I would have preferred if it was all smooth, but that's okay. Crystals are imperfect. I think I might keep this because it's really nice as a display piece, and it is really beautiful. Like just, oh, that red color right there, look at that. Absolutely love it. But yes, I may keep this, or I may rehome it. We'll see. Day 18, getting closer to the end. And this one was a ruby zoizite rough. And ruby zoizite is good for growth, grief, and happiness. Zoizite is a crystal I'd been eyeing. I'd been considering getting a tumble of it. It's definitely not the cheapest crystal. It's not super expensive, but it's not as cheap as some others. And I'd been feeling really drawn to it. And this is ruby zoizite, so the pink parts are actually ruby. I do still think it would have been nicer polished, but I do really like it in its rough form, especially this big piece of ruby right there. And it's so sparkly, so definitely keeping this piece. On to day 19. And this was another carving. There were quite a few carvings in this. This is a tricolored calcite butterfly. I forgot my words just then. It is good for motivation, amplify, and energy. Look at this. It is such a flattering carving for this particular crystal. It just works so perfectly with the butterfly carving. And this is the back of it. It's a matte finish. I think it would have been nicer if it was a polished finish. And because of that, I might be rehoming this. I'm not 100% sure. It is very beautiful and it will be difficult to part with, but I might rehome this to a friend or family, but it is very beautiful. Day 20 was a little one. I think I remember what this was. Yes. So day 20 was a blue onyx star. You can see it there. It's a bit wonky. It is good for strength, happiness, and spirituality. It kind of looks like it's waving to you with this point here. Very simple little carving. It's quite small. Not sure if I'll keep this or not. It's very simple. I kind of show the color a bit better against here maybe. There we go. I might rehome this to someone if I can find someone that really likes it, or I might just keep it. But it's very simple. It's kind of lightly polished, but still a little bit matte. Day 21. Trying to remember what they were. Oh yes, another little heart, and this is an orange calcite heart. It is good for cleansing, vitality, and positivity. I'm a big fan of orange calcite, however this piece isn't the most vibrant. When I saw it, I actually thought it was orange selenite. So I'm not sure if I'll be keeping this because I really like the vibrant orange selenite. It's still very beautiful. I may keep it or I may rehome it. A lot of these I'm kind of on the fence about if I'll keep or rehome them, but still very beautiful little heart. Day 22. I definitely remember this one. I can remember it from the shape. This is another piece of obsidian, but it is a silver sheen obsidian. And you can see that silver sheen there. It is so lovely. It is good for awareness, balance, and calm. As I said earlier, I love obsidian, and I was so happy to have another piece. Oh look, you can really see the flash there. Another piece to add to my obsidian collection, and this is a little sphere. I love it so much. If I put a bit of light on it, it really shows off that silver flash. It's so beautiful. It has such a magical feel to it. So I now have some black obsidian, some rainbow obsidian, snowflake obsidian, and this is my little silver sheen obsidian. Now on to day 23, and this crystal was my absolute favorite out of everything we received in the advent calendar. So excited to show you. It is a flower agate skull. How gorgeous is this? It is good for manifestation, harmony, and self-growth. It's my second piece of flower agate, and it looks so different to my other flower agate. And it's my very first skull, and it's so tiny. I love the detail. It doesn't look bulky at all. It looks really nicely carved, and you can see the little flowers in it. Little flowers at the back. I absolutely love this. This was my favorite item out of the entire advent calendar. It's just so beautiful, and it has this kind of light lilac color to it. Absolutely in love with this. Definitely not giving it away. It is staying with me forever. So next was day 24, and it was a big one, as you can see. Big and heavy. I was so surprised at the size of this, honestly. And this is a huge clear quartz hexagonal bipyramid. It's good for revitalize, cleanse, and amplify. Look at this. Isn't this absolutely stunning? And you'll see mine, actually, if it'll focus, has some green bits in it, which I think are chloride. And I think they're so beautiful. I love those little green bits. Just adds character. It's so wispy. It's like a piece of ice. And it is huge. I'd seen previous advent calendars, or one previous advent calendar that they'd done, and a lot of the items were very small. But this year, some of the items are so massive like this. It's so beautiful. Of course, it can't top the skull, but it is very lovely. And finally, the last crystal that I opened on Christmas Day. And this is a snow agate snowflake. How perfect is that for Christmas and Christmas Day? At first I thought it was howlite, but it's not howlite. It's good for balance, clarity, and patience. And you can see it has these little druzy pockets with the sparkles. It's very lovely. I didn't even know flower agate existed until I saw this. It kind of reminds me of crazy lace agate, but it's very beautiful. Love the druzy pockets. Perfect for Christmas time. Yes, so this was the very last crystal in the advent calendar, last one I opened. Still couldn't top that skull though. I absolutely love the skull. So here is everything I received in this year's advent calendar. It was my very first year getting the crystal advent calendar, and I was absolutely blown away by the quality and size of all the crystals. I definitely recommend buying it next year, and I'm going to be buying it next year. For anyone wondering, it was $200 Australian dollars for the eco version, which I got, and $220 for the box. And the total value of this is, I think, between $400 and $500. So you really get more than your money's worth with this. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know which of the crystals you liked best. In my next video, I'm going to be showing my entire crystal collection. So I hope you will enjoy that. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye!